Hi everyone, good afternoon. My name is Jayne Duffy and I work as a director in the digital transformation team. So unlike a lot of the guys on the call, I don't really kind of deal very hands-on with any of our products. So what my responsibility is kind of making sure that the tools and process that get our customer orders and get material from our manufacturers to our customers, that we can invoice, that we can pay our vendors. So all of those systems that kind of help Ciena to work. I work with our IT team to make sure that those are optimal and automated. So if you just spell that out, Fabio, thanks. So hopefully you'll notice from my accent that I'm not kind of over from mainland UK. So I was born in Ireland and I still work here. Sienna has an office in Belfast in Northern Ireland, and there's some of us who've been there for some time. So I also did not start, I didn't study IT or didn't study, anything to do with the job that I do now. I actually studied biochemistry, and I'm a scientist. And I started my career originally in scientific research. So, kind of that was my first area for me. And I loved science at school. So, it was kind of a natural thing that I wanted to study when I went to university. Probably didn't consider where it was going to take me at the time. But I think it's always good advice to study what you love and then kind of see how the world evolves for you. Um, Things that I love to do are just hiking and traveling. If you've never been to Ireland, I'd really encourage you to go if you love to explore and love to see beautiful countryside. Um, One thing that didn't come to pass, it was my kind of dream when I was a child. I loved to take part in sort of school musicals, probably a bit like Belen, but and my kind of dream as a child was to be in musical theatre, but that one never came to pass for me. Um, One kind of curious thing for me, and this has always been something that I've loved to do, is making lists, much to my family's despair sometimes. And I think that whole kind of list making and ticking things off and getting things done says a lot about how I approach work as well. So if you just put on the next part, Fabiola. So as I mentioned, I did a degree in biochemistry and I actually started my career in scientific research. So I worked in a lab, and I probably did kind of 5 to 6 years working in a very scientific type role. First in a diagnostic company, and then I went to work for a pharmaceutical company. And it was while I was working there that I started to take on more of a project manager type role on a particular project that we were working for with a big pharmaceutical company. And I kind of noticed then that it gave me a buzz. I love to get people together, to get things done, to make sure that we collaborated and met timelines. So, as part of doing that role, then I like Bella, and then I moved to Nortel. So Nortel kind of became Sienna eventually, but I've been with Nortel and Sienna now for about 25 years. And the skills that I have now, as I mentioned, kind of are a bit of a go-between all of our business units, whether they're accounts receivable or supply chain. I'm a bit of a go-between the IT teams that develop our processes, and those teams that use them. And our real goal is to be able to automate a lot of what we do and make it really repeatable. So that's kind of the role I have today. So what do I enjoy most about what I do? Well, the variety is huge because one day you'll be on a project trying to automate invoicing, and the next day you'll be on a project kind of trying to work out how do you make the warehouse more efficient or logistics more efficient. So I love helping other people solve problems. And I think if you're thinking about a job in technology, sometimes I think you've got this idea that there's someone sitting with headphones on coding. Technology offers a fit for anyone. So if you're a people person, you'll find wonderful collaboration opportunities. But if you are a person who prefers to work a bit more independently, then also there's those types of roles as well. And I think it offers great scope for whatever way you like to work. Some advice for anyone starting their careers is to find out what your strengths are as early as you can. And sometimes that means asking people because sometimes we're not always terribly self-aware of what we're good at. So find out what your strengths are and what gives you a buzz, and then find a way to use those. So a bit like my list making and ticking things off, it's still something I'm good at and use every day. And also, don't wait for someone to offer you the role that you want. If you see a need or see a problem or something that needs fixed and you think you can do it, then step right in there and take it on. Don't wait for someone else to kind of offer it to you on a plate. So Fabiola, that's my bits of advice.